Hello there, my fellow YouTubers. It's still Monday, December 31st, now 2:32 p.m. Denver time. This is an article from Think Progress. I know there's some YouTube videos on this, but they're going to have a ball with this if we get closer to February with the shutdown. Oh, and this whole thing with the EBT cards being shut down and all this other stuff. The bigger thing, but of course it would be bigger if it got to that. The bigger thing right now is all these government workers not getting their money. You really think the Trumpster... I guess it's the people behind the program. They could say the hell with these people, let them suffer. But it's not like that. Not like they're suffering. Not the actual bigger government workers, making all that damn money for sitting around doing nothing. Okay, staffing for the nation's food stamp office has been almost completely scaled back during the ongoing partial government shutdown. Reduction that could hurt low-income families and individuals reliant upon the agency for assistance. Upwards of 800,000 employees are impacted by the shutdown, more than a third of all government staffers. Trump's indicated the government may remain partially shut down until Congress lawmakers could capitulate on funding the wall. This has left a number of government services in flux, including the Department of Agriculture, which oversees crucial food assistance programs like the SNAP, and according to official USDA shutdown plans, some 61% of DAR department employees have stayed working through the first week of the shutdown, with that number now set to drop dramatically. Yeah, they might be going to the unemployment office. Us lower paid people. Wednesday marked the shutdown's fifth day, bringing a steep decrease in staffing for the department's food nutrition services. That office oversees the SNAP program, WIC, women, infants, with children. As of Wednesday, office staffing has been reduced to 5% of its normal capacity, with only 68 of 1,493 staffers hanging out through the furlough. In a statement released on December 21st, Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue downplayed the impact of the shutdown on the USDA. There may be a lapse in funding for the federal government, but that will not relieve the USDA of its responsibilities for safeguarding life and property through the critical services we provide. We see how well the USDA works and what they approve and disapprove. A number of USDA efforts are continuing despite the shutdown, including meat, poultry, and egg inspections. Oh, there she goes again. Along with some farm payments and Forest Service law enforcement. Households eligible for SNAP will also receive their SNAP benefits for the month of January. But other services, including long-term farm loans and forest fuels reduction activities, are currently suspended. Resources for food assistance are also compromised, but WIC and the Food Distribution Program and Indian reservations are currently operating based on available resources, with a longer-term shutdown likely to impact those services. Local organizations are working to reassure communities and maintain up-to-date information as the shutdown drags on. D.C. Hunger Solutions, which helps to low-income residents in Washington, D.C., tweeted Wednesday that the city would remain on hand despite the government's impasse. Well, that would bring in the food lines, wouldn't it? Don't worry, D.C. and at D.C. Hunger are open even during the federal government shutdown. The organization wrote saying that SNAP and WIC assistance is still operating as normal. Yes, right now. Turning to local resources will become increasingly necessary the longer shutdown continues. Well, those free foods at churches and other places, how fast would that run out? It is unclear how long past January SNAP benefits might be available. The school lunch, school breakfast, child and adult care feeding, special milk and summer foods are also both set to run through February, although again with no indication how long the shutdown might impact these programs. For Americans not reliant upon food assistance, the shutdown is still beginning to take a toll. Federal employees are eyeing their expected January 11th payday with concern, as that date marks the first pay period during the shutdown. Trump has indicated that federal workers support his fight to fund the wall. Sure they do, but I don't think they want to go without their paychecks. But many have angrily taken to Twitter to express the shutdown's impact on their families, especially those who live paycheck to paycheck. A whole bunch of us do that. Public lands are also bearing the brunt of the political stalemate while the EPA is operating on carried over funds. Money for the Interior Department is in flux, along with the USDA, leaving national parks and monuments largely unstaffed and exposed. The National Park Service told Think Progress that efforts are being made to keep public spaces open, but that services that require staffing and maintenance are not operating during the shutdown. House Democrats have indicated they will present a bill to reopen the government on January 3rd when they take power, but that bill is unlikely to contain the White House demanding funding for the wall making it clear if the president will agree to the proposal. They'll carry us on as long as they want to. Stage. But as it gets going a little more into January here, then we'll start seriously seeing all the videos popping out. But yeah, you want to see civil unrest? Don't give these people their food stamps come February. I mean, then you're going to see some chaos there. But like I said, a bigger but not bigger issue to that gets here is all these federal employees that are going without money. Because even though, you know damn well, there's like I do, because we see it with these sports players all the time. The more money you make, the more these idiots spend. They don't say, got to buy the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis and the Maseratis and the $1, $2, $3, $10 million homes and all that. But let's see what happens with our government shutdown and the SNAP program.